This video is intended to orient you to the clinical practice exam, which takes place at the Center for Advancing Professional Excellence, or the CAPE. The exam encompasses 10 stations that are 25 minutes each. Each station will include 15 minutes in the room for the patient encounter, followed by 10 minutes to complete a patient note. This is just enough time to complete a focused encounter. On exam day, be sure to arrive 15 minutes early to help with the check-in process. Orientation and the exam will begin promptly as scheduled. Cell phones, pagers, reference material, your own paper, etc. are not allowed in the exam area. Please leave personal items in the lockers in the orientation room. Remember to also bring a name tag, white coat, stethoscope, and a pen or pencil. You may also bring your own water bottle and a traditional watch. You are not permitted to bring a smartwatch. When you arrive at the CAPE, you will check in with the front desk and they will give you a clipboard with your personalized schedule. Please keep this clipboard with you for the entire exam, and at the end of the exam, please return the clipboard with all the papers, including any scratch paper. Following orientation, you will be escorted to the exam area by CAPE staff. Please note that no questions about the exam content can be answered on the exam day by CAPE staff members. Each door is labeled with a sheet of paper which indicates the room number. Please wait in front of your assigned exam room until you hear, "Learners, you may begin." At that point, you may read the learner instructions found in the chart box to either side of the door and begin your encounter. Follow the directions carefully. You may also take the learner instructions into the room. Please be sure to place it back in the chart box before moving on to the next station. If you need to use the phone for any of the stations, please dial the number provided on the paper placed underneath the phone. Also, whenever using the phone, please put it on speaker. To do this, push the speaker button without picking up the phone, then, when you hear the dial tone, dial the number. If you need to use a SimScope for a station, there will be one provided in the room for you. To use it, press either button, listen for the voice to say System Activation Mode 1, then it will beep a few times and say Wi-Fi initialization failed. Then it will be ready for you to listen. Overhead announcements are given at the start of each station and when you must exit the room. There will be overhead warnings for your convenience. However, it is your responsibility to track your time in the event a warning is not given. Once you exit an exam room or station, you may not return. When you hear, "Learners, please exit the room," you must exit at that time even if you are in the middle of a component. Here are a few additional reminders regarding Orion. You must log in prior to answering any questions in the Orion system. You must then click on Start. Please note that if you log in before the "Learners, you may begin" announcement, the home screen will appear blank. If this is still the case when you exit the station, you will need to refresh the screen. After filling out the post-encounter note, you must click Finish at the top right in order to submit your answers. When you are done with the station, you must sign out. Failure to sign out will make it so you cannot enter answers in the Orion system at your next station. It is your responsibility to sign out. There will be a number of proctors in the hallways. If you have difficulty with the Orion system, you may raise your hand and ask for assistance. To do your best, read the instructions on the door chart prior to entering the room. It will tell you what you need to know about the encounter, including whether or not to do a physical exam. Listen carefully to the announcements. Results will be released via the Orion system approximately 1 month post-test date. If you need your grades before this timeline, or if you haven't received your grades and are sitting for the Step 2 CS, email Dr. Ecker. You will be notified via email when your reports are ready for viewing. This email will include instructions for how to access and review your reports. If you failed, or if you are at risk of failing your Step 2 CS, you will get an additional email with instructions on next steps. If you have questions about scheduling, exam content, to review notes and checklists, or to make appointments to discuss your exam performance, contact Dr. Ecker. For questions on CAPE logistics, contact Danny O'Connor. For questions about Orion login, credentials, or accessing reports, contact Larry Armstrong. Remember, this is a formal testing situation and that the honor and conduct codes apply. There are other students taking the exam over the course of the day and on future dates. You will also be passing your classmates in the hall. Please do not discuss this exam or its contents with anyone.